Welcome back everyone. iPadOS 15 just came out, so let's take a look at it on the iPad mini 4, an older iPad that actually got supported with it. I honestly did not think it was going to get supported with it, but the weird thing is, and one thing I'm kind of annoyed about, is the iPhone 6 could have honestly supported this update as well, but you guys aren't ready to have that conversation. Now this update was a pretty massive update at that. If I click on photos, you will see that it still takes a long time to open these things up. I would not recommend installing this update, but I'll save that for a little bit of a different time. So if I click here, you can see it was about 4.29 gigabytes. So definitely a big update. It wasn't a small one by any means. And I'm always super happy to see these type of updates, especially for these older devices. But to be honest, the Mini 4 is kind of on its last leg. Now, one of the bigger features of iPadOS 15 is something you're already looking at, is that we do have the ability to post widgets essentially wherever we want to. So before we didn't have this capability, but now we actually do. So if you swipe to the side, you'll get all these widgets that you have right here. And you can go ahead and you can see there's still a lot of bugs that are going on, but you can grab a widget, drag it to wherever you want to. Now these are already dragged out to the front. But if I grab this one and go and place it to the front, you will see that'll probably end up working. Okay, let me just try this one. Let's drag this to the front. And you can see it's still not working, but it will work probably when the official version comes out. So many bugs in this specific update. Another cool thing is that we now have the app library on our iPads as well. So now we can go ahead and utilize, the specific app library thing. And I like having it in this type of, landscape mode because you have way more apps that you can kind of view. On iPhones, you can only see 2 rows at a time. I'm not a huge fan of it. And this one, you can see a lot more. So definitely happy to see that. We also have a new multitasking panel, kind of that I don't think is supported on these older iPads because I tried it yesterday and it wasn't working. So if you go ahead and, kind of put in a specific, tab in the background, you swipe up, you get into your multitasking panel. If you try to, you can go ahead and actually put 2 apps side by side to one another, and now it actually worked. So before you actually had to be in an app to do it, but now you can go ahead and do that side by side. So now let me try it again. So if I grab settings, I guess you can only do it, on top of each other because it doesn't seem like I can drag this. Okay, so I can. And if I try to post it on photos, I guess I have to have the settings open. So let me go ahead and open up settings. But that's essentially a new little feature. I'm cool. I'm happy to see it, I guess. It's nothing super crazy. You can see, you can go and drag it like this, put it on top of the other app. I guess it takes a second. And I guess for some you can and some you can't. But if I go into this one, if I click on Safari again, you'll see that it can go ahead and open it. So super cool. You can see 2 things on one side. So really, really happy to see that. Now on top of this, you also have a humongous update for universal control. Unfortunately, it doesn't work on the iPad mini 4, so we're not going to talk about it. But we do have a new Safari. So if we click on Safari, you may have already seen it. You can see it looks a little bit different. So if I go ahead and make my way over to any other website, and Safari just crashed on me, so I don't know why that happened. Again, tons of bugs in this update. If I go and click up here again, and for some reason Safari isn't working, so that's super crazy. So now it's kind of working. So you can see we do have the tab up top. It looks a lot better. Scrolling through, it looks a little bit cleaner overall. The cool thing is that as always on our iPads, the Safari browser looks a lot better. We don't have the same gesture design as we do have on iPhone Safari, which is kind of weird. But if you add new tabs, you can see they look a little bit different. So if I click the plus button right here, you can see the tabs are now a little bit of a different layout, which is cool. We also have Safari extensions within Safari as well. So that's another massive thing. I wasn't expecting Apple to do this. There are so many extensions out there that are awesome. And now we have somewhat of that capability on our specific iPad mini 4. So that's always good to see. And actually another thing we do have is focus mode. So hopping out of here, if I go and swipe down to the side right here, you can see we do have focus mode. So if I click on focus right here, and we can go ahead and set up a new focus if we want to. I'm not going to do it for this video. Some people may like it, some people may not. I'm in the demographic. I'm not a huge fan of these type of things. I don't even use do not disturb or anything, but you have this type of new mode, which is really cool. And we also have some updates to Swift Playground, which allows us to actually go ahead and push apps to the App Store, which is pretty cool. So those are essentially the main updates. The main question is, should you install this update? Absolutely not. I would highly recommend staying away from iPadOS 15, especially on your iPad mini 4. As you can see, there are bugs all over the place. It is not a clean update. And to be honest, on an iPad mini 4, it's really on its last leg. I would be surprised if anybody's still using this iPad. I mean, you guys can see it's like pretty glitchy. I would say it's still pretty usable, but I would not recommend putting iPadOS 15 on it. Stick on iPadOS 14. By the time the official version of iPadOS 15 comes out, I think it's going to be much better for a lot of people. But right now, it really doesn't make too much sense to install this update on your device. So take it as you will, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also, check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.